Hey, we are here. Therapy Without a Degree. Chapter 231, chapter 232, something like that. We got Javi in the building over there. Yo, I'm telling you, by the end of the year, Javi might be better than Zayn. I don't know.
You say that every time.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Nah, I'm just messing with y'all. He's learning though, man. He's killing his shit. Shout out to PPG Capital in the building. We got Jason, first class, second place. And then we got everyone up over here. Let's go, Zayn. Mr. I Am Zayn Studios.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, sir? What's going on with you?
Just tired.
Tired?
That's why he's got the sunglasses on.
The shades. Nah, the shades are really because I'll be blinding him.
Oh, word. Okay.
Because I blind him. And then yeah, that's the excuse
Very
he uses.
convenient, let me tell you.
And we have Jessica in the building. You want to introduce yourself to the people?
Hi, guys. My name is Jessica Paris. I'm a singer-songwriter, and we're going to get into it today.
Sweet.
Yes, we definitely are.
Yes.
We have questions.
Oh, and I have answers.
Well, I don't know.
I might not have the answer.
Yeah, so I don't know.
We'll see. We'll see.
I would love if you have the answers to some of these questions. I would love it. I think Zayn would want to know too.
Okay,
I
heard
don't
you.
even know what the questions are, but it's interesting.
He's like, I'm afraid. Nah. But, all right. So first of all, Zayn, what you been up to, man? I feel like I have not seen you in a while.
It's been like 2 weeks.
You even messaged me, and you were like, yo.
I was like, where you at?
Radio silence.
It's like, I haven't heard Joe in a minute. I just see him in passing.
You just see me in
and I work here.
Yeah. No, I saw you Saturday night. That was quick
night.
though, right?
When did you see me on Saturday night?
The Peaches shoot.
Oh, yes. That was brief. That was like work Joe. That's not the same Joe.
That is, right? Yeah. That is a different. But that's always the mood I'm fucking in.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
You have to switch up. You're going to have to be regular Joe. You're going to have to be non-red hat Joe.
Oh, no. I didn't bring the red hat. I wanted to give her respect. I didn't bring out the red hat today.
There's a red hat. What's up with the red hat?
That's Toxic Joe.
Toxic Joe?
Yeah, they think I'm toxic when I wear the red hat. I don't really know how accurate it is, Jessica. I think they're just talking shit.
It might just be talking shit, but I want to know with this red hat.
Nah,
Something
you gotta
say
see
on
that
the red hat?
podcast. You gotta see that podcast.
Okay, I got you.
Maybe if you're down to come for a second time.
Hell yeah.
If this isn't too crazy, maybe that one you'll get,
Toxic Joe?
Yeah. I don't know, because this one, y'all might get a little bit of it.
Okay, heard you. Joe Exotic?
Whoa.
You mean Tiger King?
Tiger King, yeah.
I mean, his shirt does say daddy on it.
With the hat, yeah.
I mean, sorry, the hat, not the shirt.
I mean, sometimes you gotta let them know. But
The effects.
sometimes you just gotta let them know. But
right?
Nah, soon we're gonna get you hooked up with a board. I'm telling you, every week we're just getting more equipment.
Exactly.
When's your birthday? Because I want to get you something for the studio.
Hey, thank you, sir. Yeah, soon.
Wait till January.
Yeah,
It's got a long ways to save up.
yeah,
You got some time.
Got a long time, kid.
Right.
And then I don't know, because January to May might be something different. So we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so yeah, I saw Zayn in passing. This guy was killing it, bringing out all his toys, and that was fun.
And then, that was fun. Yeah, you want to tell me? Now I'll just tell them what happened. I came out of work. I was already tired. Go to the studio, like at the fitness place. The place didn't have the keys, so me and the model were waiting outside to get in. And then the dude was like, make sure you lift the pot. And then we were just like, there was no keys underneath the pot, and there was some heavy ass pots. So then we get in there finally, set up, put the lights up, go in my bag, set everything up, no batteries. And then Joe knew before Joe knew, based on the facial expression, I was like, oh shit, something's missing. Like, yeah.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked
fucked
up.
Yep. I forgot the batteries.
Damn.
I had to go back, and then it was just a long day.
Yo, I always just know about because he does the whole
Hey, pat the pants.
That's like his last thing.
Like batteries will never be in there, but if you see me patting the pants,
That's his last thing.
Keys, phone, wallet.
keys, phone, wallet. That was it. I must have fucked
Yeah,
up.
he looks for his keys. He gives that stance. He does. You do it every time the same way. Because this is actually, now that I think about it, you're kind of on a roll with doing that.
Yeah.
Like, you mean you're always on point with it? Like, you're always on point with it, or you always forget
No,
things?
I don't forget things, but there's always something missing. But it doesn't. It's like that was probably like the key point, because last time would be like a memory card, but that's rare. I fixed that problem. But the battery was only because I have 2 cameras and I took out the batteries and left
Subtle
the old
flex.
batteries. So
Subtle flex.
it was a switch.
You know, little flex.
Little
It's like, you know, I
flex.
got 2 cameras.
2 cameras.
So
It was more than that. But
Light flex.
light
Yeah, light
flex.
flex.
A light flex.
But yes, that's what we did, and then we just, kept busy, and I thought I was telling the guys, I thought I was gonna have a personal weekend. Didn't happen. I forgot all I had was work scheduled. We had it was pretty dope. It was in the city. We was doing a McDonald's commercial, so that was fun.
A McDonald's commercial? That's dope.
Yeah, it's always fun vibes. This crew I've been working with out in the city, we did like a McDonald's one. And before that, we did a Wendy's one. It's like these just really fun, like kind of like skits that McDonald's has us doing for Instagram and shit. So it's pretty fun. And what about yourself? What did you do this weekend? It is Tuesday, so like obviously, do you like Mondays and Tuesdays, or are you always the one? Nah, we waiting for Friday.
Ooh, I turn up any day of the week. I'm one of those people that kind of turn up on any day of the week. I'm gonna be honest. What I did this weekend, I had a wedding, and my friend, he's actually Indian, so
they be turning up.
they turned up.
How many days did you stay? Because it's usually like 5 days.
Yo, I only stayed the night, okay? It was just a night, but it was so turned. Shout out to Sven, he's the lone wolf. His sister got married, and then the mayor of Jersey City, like those are like my peoples.
Word.
So we all went out, and it was lit. That was on Thursday, and then Friday I worked, and then Saturday the Mecca and I, we went out and we saw everybody perform at a block party.
That's fire.
Yeah, it was dope.
So you be staying busy too?
Yes, I work full time, and then whatever free days I have, I just kind of try to get what I have to get done. You feel me?
And create.
Yeah, exactly, and create. So like, if I'm not at work, I'm working at the studio.
Word.
Yeah, always.
That's pretty much the same. I was like, I have 2 days off, and them 2 days off is work.
Exactly. Like, my days off are really not like my days off. I was just telling him, because he was like, I thought I was gonna have a personal weekend, and he's at work. I'm like, man, I feel that, Yeah.
But it's funny though, because I never ask this guy, like, when do you even hear me say personal and weekend?
It's random. It'll show up on the Instagram like he's at a spa. Random as hell. I was like, man, you deserve it. You don't have to tell nobody. Just go.
Right. Exactly.
It's very rare, because I feel, I go one day of like not doing work and I feel mad unproductive. I be feeling like a bum.
Right. I be feeling like, what is life?
It's like, what do you do?
Like, what am I doing? I shouldn't be sleeping right now.
I remember one day I legit stayed in my bed and I watched TV in my bed. I never do that, which was weird. I was like, I'm usually in a chair watching on my computer, and I was like, is this what people like do sometimes?
Yeah.
Is that like a thing?
You got to remind yourself that you need the rest, though. Like,
right.
I be forgetting that I need rest. And that's why, like, my body sometimes, like, shuts down on me, because I literally don't ever rest.
It'll let you know immediately. It's like, hey, you're going to sleep now.
Exactly. Immediately. It's like, I need to clock out. I need to go home.
Nah, I'm not gonna lie. I used to do that shit too when I was younger. I used to always be the guy, like, I'll sleep when I'm dead, and I would just
I'll sleep when I'm dead.
I was always that guy,
Yeah.
always, from all my life. But then I'm not gonna lie, it really took the pandemic for like me to actually get sleep, like, and to start realizing, wow, how much I actually feel better. So like now, really, and kind of even a little before that, I was kind of getting there. I was getting close to where I don't really fuck with my 8 hours now. Like, I don't care. Like, if I go to bed, because I'm a night owl, so sometimes I'm up till 4 a.m, but I'm working till 4 a.m. So then people be like, oh, well, you should wake up at 8 a.m. I'm like, no, I went to bed at 4.
Bruh, somebody told me that Beyonce wakes up at 5 a.m. every day. And that's what I should be doing.
Nah.
And I said, you're bugging. I'm going straight back to sleep. Because like you said, I go back to sleep at like 5 a.m. sometimes,
Yeah.
I will tell you, I wake up at 7. It is very peaceful when there's no one hitting you up. Like, there's a certain, so her waking up at 5, there's no one up. Like, she could do whatever she wants. She could go to like a Walmart, wherever she wants to go at 5 a.m. in the morning and not be bothered because everybody's sleeping.
That's crazy. I never even thought of it that way.
That's what it is. It's like there's like a time period where just everybody's asleep and you can have some serenity. And like when the pandemic happened, when the streets were practically empty, I was like, I felt at peace. It was like, it was just quiet. now that things are working, it's like, oh shit, now back to the noise, back to this. You know what I'm saying? But like, you do get some type of like peace when you wake up early, though.
I don't know, because sometimes when I go to bed late, I get that same feeling. Like after 12, honestly, all y'all are asleep. And it just be me editing, chilling. Like that's kind of, and I get a lot of work done in those hours from like that 12 to 4. Because it's like, okay, not, many messages and shit like that. And I'm just grinding. And then all of a sudden, before I fucking know it, it's like 4 a.m. And I'm like, all right, I gotta go to sleep.
It's just those people that are more functional when it's like after hours.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Well, like usually, like there's tons of people out there, believe it or not, that even when they're out past midnight or they're just home, working past midnight, for some reason that time frame when it's just like nothing but peace and quiet and it's dark out, it leaves people to be more focused to actually do work than they would in the daytime.
I actually was, cause I'm into like weird shit. I was researching. Yeah, I'm into a lot of weird shit that people normally aren't weird.
Okay.
So I was researching like the brain and shit, and they actually do say that your brain is in like a certain mode from like 2 to 5 in the morning or 3 to 5 roughly, but you're actually supposed to be sleeping during that time. But it's a really important time for your brain.
They said that 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. is like the hour when your mind is the most vulnerable, so that's when it's the best to sleep.
Yeah, because it's going through something. I don't know the technical terms, but between like that 3 and 5 around there, it's doing something that they say typically you do want to be sleeping. But for me, it's always interesting because I'm like the most creative sometimes at those times.
That's crazy. I've heard that too. Somebody told me one time like I should wake up at 3 to like 6 in the morning because those are like the hours that your brain is the most creative.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, yeah, because my day job, I start anywhere between 4 and 5 a.m.
Yeah, fuck that. But I don't know. Sleep. Speaking of everyone, just people sleeping throughout the day, and these bums out here. That leads me to my topic, actually. So, Jessica Zain, everybody, you could even chime in too. All right, I didn't forget. Yeah, I didn't forget you were here too. All right, just because you don't have a mic, whoever wants to chime in here.
Say less.
Yeah. Yeah. So, why do so many women out there just be dating bums?
Oh.
Hold on. This is the reason.
Yeah.
Why you gonna get me twisted out here?
Yeah, I'm gonna get you
Nah.
started.
Nah, because that's a great question.
I'm gonna turn to Kevin Samuels.
Zayn Samuels. All right, put that fucking phone away. Let's go into Zayn Samuels mode. All right, why? Because, and this is the thing, right? Especially in 2022, y'all women, not you. Some of
No. You can definitely include me in this.
Some women out there on the Instagrams, your stories are always like, red flag this, red flag that, green flag this. He's a Virgo, he's a Scorpio. This, so this means this. It's like you gotta be so in tune. So like y'all seem like y'all are like y'all know when the fuck boy is a fuck boy, and then y'all end up with the fuck boy and the bum. Like, this has been going on for a while now. Like, so when I was younger, I noticed this when I was young. When I was like in middle school, high school, I used to always see it. I'm like, yo, why? I'm like, that don't make sense. And then I used to talk to my mom about it. Rest in peace, my mom. We used to, she was my best friend, and I used to have conversations with her. And she was like, you know what, Joe? She was like, you're going to see a lot of that now. He's like, but, you get a little older and that dies out. And I started seeing that a little bit as you get older. It gets a little bit better. But I don't know. A lot of women still even like they be grown and they just like still they talk all the talk like you're aware of all the red flags and you're aware of all that, but you just still end up with a bum.
That's a really good question. It could either be a couple of things, right? It could either be the manipulation, because a lot of men love to manipulate. It could be daddy issues. It could be like, I can only speak for myself because I've fallen for a lot of bums. And like, no offense, because it was great because they taught me lessons. But for me personally, like, I'm a healer. And when I see somebody like hurting or, if I see a red flag, in my mind, it's like, oh, let me see if I could help you out. Or let me see if I could change this about you. But in the end, they always say, like, they always prove me wrong. They always prove me wrong. I don't know what it is. I mean, sometimes it could be good dick, and I'm just being honest. Like, sometimes it could be that, but I don't know. Like, for me, I don't know why I've fallen for bums. I don't know why. I just think, like, maybe in the moment I maybe needed something. I was missing something. I don't know.
Do you think... Hold on, Zane. Before I ask it, did you have anything on that? I know you probably do.
I do, but I'm not saying anything yet.
Okay, that's fine.
You already know. So my question: do y'all think that you could just fix them? Do you think not necessarily you, but do y'all think I'm the one that's just gonna switch them around? Because a lot of times too, I do think that's it.
Yeah.
I think the sex be just good. Because a lot of times, as much as like a lot of the memes go around about women and dudes with money,
yeah,
a lot of times y'all don't even care about that.
There's some women that love money, but ask the question one more time. Because I'm going down a
rabbit hole. No,
yeah.
it's good. Like what I'm saying is, I think what you said about the good sex and shit, I think that's like a very usually high percent of the time.
Yeah.
The only thing that they focus on. And I don't even really think that they care about the money as much as it's portrayed. I think we like to make jokes about the money. And we talk about it obviously a lot because that's always a hot topic, But I do think a lot of times you be really looking and they be knowing the dude really don't got it like that. They be knowing, but the sex is really good. So they just kind of like move past it.
Yeah. That's called being dignitized. Yeah. That shit can have you fucked up. I've been dignitized. Most definitely. That shit had me fucked up. Never mind. Let me not.
Right. You don't have to say names.
No. No, because I was gonna get really into it, but yeah.
No, I mean, because all right. Basically, I understand. Sometimes for women, it's tough. Sometimes you only meet that one guy that was able to do what your fucking toy could do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's really how it could be sometimes.
Facts.
But Zane's just like, I'm being serious. It'd be like that one dude that could actually like match what you could do for yourself or whatever. So then y'all cling on to that.
Yeah, but I honestly, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, like that's such a little girl mentality.
That is.
That's such a little girl mentality because since I've grown so much and matured so much, I'm only 22. But I would say like mentally I'm like 24, 25. I've realized that like sex is not the only thing that can be brought to the table. Yes, it's important, but it's not like the priority anymore. That used to be the only priority for me, honestly. Yeah. But now it's like, okay, what can we build together? What can we do together? Like, can we as a team do something? And how far can we go with it? You know what I mean? So I would say that's genuinely a very little girl mentality, like to even just think about just the sex. Because what does sex do for you after you're done? Nothing. Is that going to make you money? Is that going to get you to where you want to be at? It just makes you dickmatized. Exactly. Or, pussy whipped. That's what it is. Yeah. Being pussy whipped. You don't want that. Get your mind out of the gutter. You know what I mean?
Nah, but so... Yeah, but everyone says they know that, but they still do the fucking opposite.
Of course.
Like, I feel like you get to a certain age in life where you're like, okay, you start realizing that.
Yeah.
But then y'all still do it.
Man, I don't know. I mean, I think just you have me kind of at like a wall right now, and it's just, but it's like a good thing, because it's true.
Like, you know how many times we all see it?
Do you know how many times we all do it? Like, still?
Yeah.
We're kind of dumb sometimes. I don't know. That's just, hey, do you want to put some, listen, bro, I'm at a
Joe
wall.
like to talk. I just wanted to let him
listen,
air it out.
I'm at a wall.
I'm waiting for you, sir.
Yeah, come on. You got to put some intake on this.
No, I just find it, that's my theme song. But I just realized that it really comes down to how the person feels for that moment and less about what the person is doing, whether it's sex or money or whatever it is. Because money might make them happy. They're providing that money. They could be a bum or whatever it is. But at the end of the day, it's how it's making that person feel that they haven't felt like that with anybody else. in terms of being vulnerable around them. They could be a bum because maybe the woman is letting them, the woman's being vulnerable around them, and then they're just feeding into that. They're just feeding it more. It's like, oh yeah, that's right, and whatnot. And then they're obviously having sex with them at the same time. So there's that, and they're not bringing anything to the table. But there's just they're considered a bum because there's a lack of direction. And it seems like if a man is in a relationship and he doesn't have no direction, he'll automatically be considered a bum. There's never a point in time where a man is going through some shit and he's like at limbo. He ends up meeting somebody and then he has to automatically have some type of direction because he's a man. With lack of leadership, lack of direction, just for yourself, that's gonna make you be a bum. And if you look at most bums, what direction do they have? What's their aspiration? Are they just going to work and then that's it, and then they're just waiting to retire? That's what it comes down to. Do they have a goal in life that's gonna bring them to maybe have a family in the future? Is that their mindset, or they just thinking about the moment and just going to work and maybe having fun, chilling with the friends, and then that's it?
See, I don't even know, because I'm not even like, that's like the average. I'm talking like, yo, I be seeing women out here.
Yeah, but you're thinking visual. I'm talking about the actual core.
No.
But you know what? I do get what you're saying. But that's where I feel like for me, well, not me personally, but just like the way you explained it, it's like to each their own. Like
Right.
Not everybody wants a family. Not
Right.
everybody has that big goal to make all that money, and
Right.
that's cool.
Right.
Like to each their own. Like not, but in a relationship, if a man is going to be like that, he's going to have to find a woman that's, on that level too,
Or just like, just
You don't
having a
even- so-
relationship. That's where it is. When you go into a relationship, you just gotta say what you want and be upfront with it, instead of just, all right, we're here now. All right, we've been here for a while now. I guess we're in a relationship. Just don't call a relationship if it's not a relationship.
Yeah.
I think if y'all just having sex, then y'all just having sex.
Right.
Don't call it a relationship, because I feel like no one's gonna get mad if you don't call it a relationship, because that's what gives them, people psych themselves out. Oh, it's not even a real relationship. Then tell the other person that, so
Yeah.
they can know. Don't let them think that you're in a relationship and it's not a relationship.
Yeah, but some people are delusional.
Right.
They're like, oh, you get into a thing with somebody and they're like, the guy's like, oh, I don't want a relationship right now. And then the female's like, oh, we're in a relationship. She's around telling everybody, oh,
That's
we're in
toxic.
a relationship. Yeah.
And that's what puts them in that situation.
Yeah,
Like, oh, why
exactly.
does he not love me? Because he told you he did it
Exactly.
in the beginning.
And then she over here stressing herself out, but he told you what it was from the get.
Women
Stop.
like a challenge, and that's the end of the line.
Women do like a challenge, but like men like to test.
So be it. But I feel on both ends, a guy who is, let me put it this way. So Chris Brown, I'm gonna use him as an example only because that's
Original
the first
baby daddy
name.
right there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, love
that's
him.
the original person that popped in my head, is because he has value, and women there's a competition, like who's gonna be that one girl with Chris Brown. But if he didn't have that fame, if he didn't have that money, he'd just be an average dude. And that's where the competition arises from. As a man, you see a woman and you see there's competition towards that particular person, then you're gonna obviously like, oh, I'm the best man. It's a competition on both ends, and you just gotta kind of meet up with the person and really think, like, are they really here for me, or are they just here for my body? Is it am I a trophy husband? Is she gonna, or are they a trophy wife? Like, what's going on with this? Like, should they come for me, or are they coming me for what I can provide?
Facts.
That's why there's like constant conflict between relationships, because no one said anything, and then you're just like guessing, and then you're wasting so much time. And it's like, y'all could be cool, y'all could be the best fuck buddies, but y'all can't be in a relationship. And soulmates, in my opinion, they're not meant to be together. They're just meant to help you find the person that you're supposed to be with. And that's how shit gets fucked up. Like, you can have a best friend as a soulmate, and then that person helps you along your way in life. You're not supposed to be with your soulmate. That's why people get so hurt. It's like, he's my soulmate. Yeah, maybe you weren't supposed to be in a relationship with them. Maybe they were supposed to just be your friend and help you out. Find that one person.
Exactly.
Because you get so caught up and you get your judgment is clouded.
Yeah.
And then you're like, damn, maybe we should have just been friends.
Right. Yo, you're talking to the choir right now.
Yeah. Nah, he's speaking facts.
Definitely speaking facts.
But you know what I'm saying, like, too, is not even like to the men that we would just like associate to that. I'm talking about, I've been seeing women with like the dudes who are, and I'm not even saying, okay, because you're not making X amount of money, you're considered a bum or whatever. I'm talking about the dudes who are just out here cheating. The dudes are out here just drinking all day. The dudes that are just out here just like gonna treat you like shit. The dudes that end up becoming abusive. Like, I'm talking about that. And I see excessive amount of women always in those relationships.
Well, you have to dig deeper than that. It's not just that what they're providing is how were they living in their childhood home.
Yeah, and
that's
some women really like being in relationships like that because they need that control.
It's predictable.
Yeah, because of how they grew up.
Right, as I'm used to that situation, that means I can handle it. It's no surprise.
It's something I'm used to. It's comfortable because I'm used to it.
But then on your Instagram all day, you talking about you want something else.
We all talk about that shit.
Yeah, we all talk. We do all talk about that shit. But it's like, do we really believe it though? They'll see it for 2.5 and feel like it for that 2.5 seconds. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Like spiritual world, that account, that shit is comedy for me.
Sometimes they be speaking facts, sometimes they be speaking bullshit.
Right.
I'll be like,
it's like, I don't know about that one, but it's just funny because some people agree, but I just go to the comment section because that shit is hilarious because they'll be like,
see them arguing.
Yeah, because they'll be like, say it's something you agree upon, and then it's the complete opposite in the comments. Like, girl, you shouldn't treat your man so nice like that, and blah blah. And I was like, what? What do you mean?
Thing is, I've been on both sides. I've been on the side where, I've actually been on quite a few sides. Like, I've been on the side where I've been with the bum. I've been on the side where a man has given me everything, but I didn't know how to handle it because I'm not used to that. And
wait, hold on. Stay right there.
Okay.
Stay right there. Why did you feel like you didn't know how to handle it?
I didn't know how to.
You were treated that well?
I was never treated that good, no. And I was like, what you want from me?
Oh, man.
You feel me? I was like...
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, like, what you want from me? Like, you're treating me so good. What do you want from me?
You didn't
know
feel
what I mean?
deserving of
I
it?
didn't feel like... I felt like he was playing games with me. But at the end, he was playing games with me, so my intuition was right.
You ever think that maybe your actions kind of like...
Did that? It's crazy because I definitely thought about that too.
Right.
And I definitely think that it was a part of my fault, but it's just part of growing.
What did he do?
What did he do? Oh man.
Well, you could work around it.
Yeah, we could work around it. It just didn't end up working out. You feel me? It just didn't end up working out.
But do you think, kind of like, I guess, again, to what he said, do you think it was because you were not feeling you were just, because I see that a lot too.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times, I've even had women like that I've been interested in be like, oh, well, nah, like, you deserve a woman that's better. I'm not sure. Like, but like almost like degrading themselves. And I'm like, yo, but I'm not looking for you to be a fucking podcaster. I'm not looking for you. I'm like, yo, we dope the way we, but they just didn't feel, I guess, because they were doing different things than I was doing. And then it wasn't even really anything financially. It was more of just like, I think of productivity and stuff like that, or just lifestyle.
The vibe, you think?
Maybe. I think just different stuff we were doing. And they were like, oh, well, you got to be with someone that, that's doing more of this. I'm just feel like I'm not, as valued. But it was like, okay. But then I guess at that point, then what happened? Like, do you feel like did you just let it linger or what?
I feel like I just wasn't ready for it in that moment.
That makes sense.
You feel me? Like it just kind of came out of nowhere, like all of a sudden, and it kind of like the person didn't really know me for that long, and they were like very like obsessed immediately, and I was like,
that's the flag that came.
That's the flag. I was like,
how long is too soon to really for a person to really fuck with you? Because people don't understand whatever energy you give out. That might be one of those. Energy's like, damn, I really like this person.
I would say like 2 weeks is like a red flag.
2 weeks? So what's the minimum? Like the bare minimum?
The bare minimum, you gotta know me about like a month, 2 months.
A month or 2 months.
You really have to get, like, it's going to take a lot longer to get to know me within, you know, it can take a couple years. But, you know, like, I would say, like, if you hang around me more, like, a month to 2 months would be, like, a good starting point. You know what I mean?
So
Not just, like, 2 weeks. It's like, I've known you for 2 weeks. Oh, my God, I really like you. Is that not a red flag? It's like, you don't really know me like that. What's my middle name?
I don't know you, man. I didn't even know you had a middle name.
Exactly. Exactly, you know?
That's one thing I feel like we all that's like a whole nother topic, but I do feel like that's
Yeah.
just one thing in general. We don't realize that it does take a very long time to get to know someone.
Right.
Like a very long time.
And when you, like, get in a relationship so quickly, I've gotten relationships, like, super quickly sometimes where it's like I've only known the person for, like, 3 months. And then once we're in a relationship for over a year, it's like, yo, who is this person? You know what I mean? So take your time with it. Do not rush nothing.
No, because then y'all just friend zone them.
I don't think we friend zone them. I don't think for me, I would either friend zone him.
I'm just saying, because then when that happens,
Yeah.
if it doesn't go within a week or a month, and if it prolongs, it just goes into that.
It goes in for me. It goes into where I'm just gonna ghost you. I'm just gonna cut you off.
If it took that long.
Like,
I feel like no one knows the timeline on both ends.
it depends. It depends on the situation. But if you did some weird shit, you feel me? I'm cutting you off.
With some weird shit.
I was about to ask.
What's some weird shit? Like, oh man, I feel like I'm digging myself into a really deep hole right now.
No, it's okay. We good.
Like,
we here.
You haven't heard our past episodes, let me tell you.
Man, like if you did some weird shit, like if you just like pulled up to my crib and was like, yo, what's good with you? I'd be like, why the fuck are you at my crib right now? I don't even know you like that. How'd you get my address?
Yeah, word.
You feel me?
That's beyond
Like,
weird.
yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? Or you be calling me all the time knowing damn well I'm working. Like, why aren't you answering your phone? I'm like, nah, I'm about to block you right now.
I can see that.
You feel me? Like, you just doing some weird shit. Or if you're moving weird.
So overbearing, essentially.
Yeah, don't be overbearing.
What sign are you?
I'm a Libra.
Oh, they always.
Yeah, y'all like to be free.
Yeah, like let
Y'all-
me.
Yeah, let
Oh,
you
man.
live. Y'all need to
Oh,
live.
God.
Yeah, you need
y'all
to
got
let me
this
live.
much window. Once
Exactly.
that shit, boop.
Oh my god, dead fucking ass. Wait, what's your sign?
That's the best one that you like.
Tell me.
It's the only one that always links up with y'all.
Gemini?
Yeah.
Okay, fucking Gemini. You said you're a Capricorn? Okay, so you know my song, The Cap? It's actually about Capricorns.
A word.
Oh, you got a song? I don't even get a
Damn
song.
shit.
Hey, yo, because I fuck with Geminis. I actually fuck with Gemini guys way more than Gemini females.
Yeah,
I can't stand Gemini females.
Yeah, they are a little ball of surprise. Let me tell you.
I can't stand them.
We
but-
get a rap though.
Word. But yeah, you guys get that little opportunity.
Are you just gonna come out here and just trash us?
Just a little bit.
Just like that?
Just
The
a little bit. You got to get to the rapping part.
What it take to get through to you? Tell me something I can do for you. What's the difference when you pick and choose? This is why I won't
We don't pick and choose.
fuck with you. Act your age.
You guys definitely
Well,
pick and choose.
I
You're very
know,
hot
Joe.
and cold.
I
You're very hot and
know.
cold.
Oh my
One of my
God.
exes is a Capricorn,
Right.
and I will never
tell-
fuck with a Capricorn ever.
What?
again.
I could probably tell
And
you
it-
about him before without even meeting him.
Ever.
You can
Yo,
what?
red flags, bro. Red
What?
flags.
Okay, so I want to know.
Bro, I
I'll
mean,
verify.
Therapy without a degree. It's all right. Fuck it.
listen, like Cap, you want to go first?
No,
Go first.
I'll let you go.
Yeah?
I'll verify. I'll agree. I'll agree with
Y'all
you.
just don't know what you want, okay? Y'all be so into one person at 1 second, and then at the next second, y'all be like, I don't even know who you are. I'm like, I got the keys to your crib. Who are you talking to? You feel me? Like, and then y'all don't really like. Y'all horrible at communication.
What?
You guys are
Yeah,
very
the whole
bad at
podcast.
communication.
He started the podcast like what? Like damn, it's been radio silence, right?
Yeah.
That hit him up and I
Yeah.
ain't hear from him, right? That's crazy.
Damn,
That's crazy.
No, you guys are really bad at communication.
Okay.
All you guys do is cap.
That's why it's called the cap.
Exactly. Why all
So what would we
Capricorns
be
do is
capping
cap.
about? What would we be capping about?
Everything. Where you at? You not there. I know you.
We gotta
not.
bring her
I
back
got
again.
your location.
Bring her back again. Joe's like, she ain't never.
No, hold on.
Wake up, drink, roll it up,
Am I hitting it on the mark?
Focused.
Okay.
I'm so tired of the bullshit. I wake up, drink, roll it up and I'll smoke it. Lately I ain't been focused. I'm so tired of the bullshit.
We be trying to get y'all focused.
Guess you thought that I was coming
Look.
back, but
Where?
you a Capricorn and all you
Hold on.
I was coming back, but you a Capricorn and all you do is cap. You lie, you cheat, yeah, you good at that. And you hurt me once, so I'm good off that. Promise you I ain't coming back. Call my phone and I won't answer.
Just one time. They said you only got hurt one time.
One time?
Well, that's what you say. I didn't
Oh yeah,
write it.
just
I
the
didn't
one
write
time.
it.
Just the
Yeah,
one
you're
time.
right. You're right. Just the one time.
I ain't trust you, plus the dick was whack.
That was just him, right?
Shots. You gotta
That was
put
just
boys.
him.
Drink, roll it up and I'm smoking. Baby, I ain't been focused. I'm so tired of the bullshit. I wake up, drink, roll it up and I'm smoking. Lately I ain't been focused. I'm so tired of the bullshit. Yeah.
That was hard.
Boom.
That was hard. Nah, I'll be honest. Yeah, Capricorns can be really toxic. We can be, because you're right. We are very indecisive. We're very indecisive, and it takes a lot of personal development and self-assessment to end up to get to know exactly what you want.
Yeah.
And it took me a long time in life, I'm not gonna lie, to like understand, especially like with like women, like the ones that I was indecisive about. I didn't know what that was. I was indecisive. I just didn't know. It took me a long time to know, and now exactly I know. So,
Oh, don't get me started, Joe. Please.
No,
Please.
what?
I really want to hear your
Yeah.
input.
Really
Come
don't.
on.
I really
Come on.
I'd love to hear your input.
Nah, because Joe, all right. You ever see those movies? I'm going there. You ever
Go
see
there.
Go
those
there.
movies where the guy always has problems getting girls, and then you actually chill with that person, and then you find out girls are just throwing themselves left and right at that person, and they're like, "Yeah, man, I don't know, man. I just can't find anybody." I'm like, "Dude, what do you mean?
You got a million girls
There's
right
a
there.
million girls hitting you up. Oh no, this one is blank, 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 blank. I'm like indecisive. That's all I hear. Indecisive. So I'm just like, Joe, I don't want to hear any more about these ladies that literally throw themselves to you and you do nothing. I'm just saying.
Would you consider yourself picky?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I'm picky.
Are you picky?
I am picky, but I put them through like a ringer first before I make a decision. But it's not like as picky as homeboy over here though.
I'm very picky
Me
as
too.
well. Actually, it's crazy because I do the testing too. I test the shit out of you.
See,
absolutely.
Libras, y'all want perfect. I'm just being honest. Y'all want
told you the window this small.
Yeah, but is this small,
yeah,
man?
y'all want everything perfect. See, I don't want perfect. I'm just picky. You could be
I
a
don't want
fucking
perfect.
mess. You could be a mess. You just gotta be a mess that I would be willing to invest my time in.
Aw, that's sweet. I want perfect.
Yeah, y'all want perfect.
I
Y'all-
definitely want perfect.
But in that though, y'all could really, back to the original topic, y'all could really mistake things because they look nice and polished.
Yes.
But you didn't really.
We didn't. No. That means I just didn't test you out enough.
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%. Absolutely.
Because also y'all are really big lovers as well
Yes.
too. Y'all have a big heart. So I think sometimes you just look at the polished and you think you got what you want and you have a good heart and you can kind of get like a little persuaded from the, from a good heart as well, or someone that's portraying to have
They
a good heart.
Yes.
But you just didn't give that time.
Yeah,
to see if it was
100%.
real.
Absolutely. I could say that I've definitely been strung along before. 100%.
By some polished shit, right?
Yeah, that's. I'm sorry.
By some polished.
Yeah, by
Like-
something that looked so good, but then when I kind of realized it underneath, yeah, it wasn't as good as it looked.
Do you find out it's easy to cut off?
Yeah, that's why it's so easy for me to cut off, because I've cut off so many people before.
So Joe knows.
Yeah. 100%.
when I'm done, that's pretty much it. But
It's a wrap.
Joe would know, he could vouch for this. Before the cutoff, there's so many chances
Yeah.
to fix that before it gets done.
Done. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I went through therapy, I did this, I did that, and it just, it's not working? Oh, you're not gonna try? Okay, no problem. That's it. And then they were like, oh, hey. No,
Mm-mm.
that opportunity is out the door.
Right.
I'm sorry, I can't help you anymore.
Right.
That's it. And it's just like you have to value yourself, because if you constantly just have the toxic people come back in your life
Right.
in and out, then you might as well just, I don't know, you just need friends around you that could wake you up and like, hey, stop doing this.
Right.
You know, you have to check your circle too, because sometimes they'll verify. I'm like, hey, I don't think it's a good idea for you to go back again.
Right.
Like, I get it, you want to be happy, but this ain't it.
Right.
So I'm glad I have friends that pulled me out of some wild ass situations.
Pulls you out of the ocean.
That's good though that you have people like that's really important. Like I didn't realize how important it was to have good friends.
Right. That's why you shouldn't like always kick your friends away, especially those people who are in a relationship and then you'll never see them again. I'm like, that's trash, because your friends were there first, and they're there to be supportive of you and also to look out for you. So when you disregard them and then you're not in a relationship and then you try to come back, it's like, nah, fam.
Right. It's crazy because I've been that person too, where I've been in relationships where it's like, but it was more like the guy was like, oh, you don't need no friends type shit. Toxic. You don't need no friends. So when I came back, they were great, like gratefully they were accepting of me again, but not everybody was accepting of me. So, and that's respectfully so, but shit happens. So it's all about how you grow out of the situation.
Right.
Word.
Someone replied, because I put this on my story first a few days ago,
Mm-hmm.
and shout out to Lyric. She was like, she just laughed. Yo, a lot of just women just replied and just laughed. Like, how you just laugh at yourselves? So whatever. So I was like, why does this happen, Lyric? And she was like, because people have trauma and it affects them without them realizing it. Sometimes a man will misrepresent themselves to women who are soft and empathetic. A lot of women and men are swindled. These women won't stay once they snap out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I be feeling like the misrepresentation, you can see through that shit.
Not all the time. Not all the time. Like you said, that they look so good and polished. Yeah, and I feel like maybe from a man's perspective, it could be a little bit different too.
What do you think we see, Joe, that they don't see? I think that's what needs to be said.
Yeah. What do you guys see that the females don't see?
I feel like we could help each other, like men and women, but for some reason we're not talking to each other on that helpful playing field. For some weird reason, like
it's girl code and guy code,
right? But there's a mix. There should be like, hey, I could tell you this is what's going on. We could help each other out. You know what I'm saying? Like I have friends, they hit me up like, oh, this guy's doing blank and blank. I don't know. I don't think that's a good sign at all. He's like, why? It doesn't seem like anything. Because you might wanna have a conversation with him. I think he's cheating on you. And he was. But I was like, how did you not see that? My man was like, he always put his phone down. He would leave to go on the phone in another room, claiming that it was his cousin, but it wasn't his cousin.
Not his cousin.
At 12 at night, and there was no drama. Night. I just gotta take a call real quick and whatnot, and then just disappears like for a few hours and whatnot. I'm just like, have you met this cousin before? Where do they live? Like, is there pictures of they said close cousin or whatnot? He's like, no. I was like, all right, well, you do what you gotta do.
But I mean, if a woman trusts you, she's gonna trust you.
Right, and that's the hard part.
Yeah,
it's the trust. But then there's people who are pieces of shit that break that trust. Vice versa. You know what I'm saying? It's not just one side gender, one side. No, both people do the same thing. And you just kind of got to, once you see it and then you kind of confront them about it, you really got to use your intuition. And also say, listen, I want to believe you, but I can't trust you because of X, Y, Z. Mm-hmm. And the only reason why people don't do that is like, if I tell them that I'm onto them, then they're going to think like, now they're gonna work harder to make that lie even work. You know what I'm saying? So that's where it comes into play. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of hard to like really say, oh, what ways work and what ways don't work. We see it. We automatically see it. We know what the wave is, but no one asks us to help out. Sometimes we can help, but it's kind of hard when you only ask. Oh, I'm gonna ask my girlfriends. They might not see it. We do. I ask my friends. They tell me they'll tell me like if a girl's acting up or playing games. I told one of my friends. She said like, oh, based on X, Y, Z was going on, that she ain't it. I was like, what? Why? She was like, because I used to do the same shit. I did the same shit. She saved me so much time in that situation. I was so glad I was out of that. It was just ridiculous. And it was just like, because I was willing to listen just overall, I was able to make my own decision based on research, not just, I'm just going to listen to one party and then just call it a day. So I feel like a lot of people gotta don't just listen to just women or don't just listen to just men. How about you listen on both sides and maybe you'll find a common ground and then go from there.
I feel you.
Just like in sports, you don't just watch your team, you watch the other teams and you see their highlights and see how they're performing, and then you come up with a conclusion. I'm like, all right, this is how we're gonna approach it. They do that shit all the time.
I think kind of about what we were saying before. I think a lot of times people just be jumping in shit. They just be jumping in fucking relationships. Like, you don't just do a whole fucking 3 weeks and now you about to just like drop everything, you know?
I think it's like, feel good. Everybody wants to feel good.
Feel good, yeah. Somebody
like,
wants to feel that security.
Right. Like, you ever been single for X amount of time and then you meet somebody that might be it and then you don't want, now you're thinking in your head, don't fuck it up, or damn, like, is this the one? You know, there's so many thoughts in your head, and you don't want to just push them so far away to the point where that could have been the one, but you fucked up. You know, you were thinking about what happened in the past, and then you fucked that whole thing up.
You know what I think a lot of people do too? It's called trauma bonding. When you first meet somebody.
That's the number one thing. Oh, your ex cheated on you? Yeah, my ex cheated
on
me
too.
Relationship.
It's like, yeah, exactly. Or it's like, oh, you've been through that. I've been through the same shit. Boom.
That's common.
Yeah, that's very, very, very common.
I'm actually sometimes not against that, but I see how that could be a problem.
Yeah.
I'm not against it if it could be positive. Like, if you guys could be helping heal each, because one thing when you said earlier about you being a healer, I usually agree, like, I think I am as well. So sometimes we fall into those situations where it's like, oh, okay, maybe you've been somewhere that I've been years ago and I want to try to help heal you or be there for you or whatever. But if they're not willing to do that shit, especially you start getting to a certain age, like, you're a little younger, you start getting to a certain age though, it's like, yo, you kind of got to fix your shit yourself.
What about when, you know, you heal somebody and then they leave?
That's okay.
That's okay, right?
That's perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's their life. And then as long, at the end of the day, you can sleep at night knowing that you helped someone. Whether they leave, they might end up coming back. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But that's their life. If the moment your ego tries to capitalize on other people's, like, oh, I helped them, so they gotta be here.
Right.
No, they don't. You gotta tell your ego to shut the fuck up sometimes.
Ooh, that's good. That's definitely good.
And everything, I believe everything happens for a reason. So you never know. Like, you might have been needing to be that person
for them for that amount of time,
and that was it.
Because a lot of times people just honestly don't have sometimes that help.
Yeah.
You know, it sucks that it had to be like that person that was healing them or whatever. So it kind of sucks because you probably had feelings invested in shit like that. But at the end of the day, not everybody always has people that they can really share their darkest fucking things with, or the things that they lack, or the things that they're, you know, inadequate at. Like, you know, you just really never know. So sometimes it be sometimes those, you know, like even me, like I've had relationships in the past that just was not healthy, but I believe we still helped each other in other ways, help each other grow, because wouldn't be the man I am today without that.
Right. Yo, talk that shit. Cause that's crazy because when I went through the pandemic, I went through a really hard breakup, but like going forward, I realized that everything that I've been through was for a reason. And if it wasn't for those things that I've been through, the people that I've met, the people that I've left, I would not be the woman that I am today at all. Yeah. And it's so easy to let people go now. Like, just let them leave. Because I used to like hold on, be like, oh my God, please don't leave. Please don't leave. But now I'm like, you want to leave? Okay. You know, like, you were here for that small amount of time. It's okay if you leave.
What caused you to have that perspective shift? When did you notice that?
Wow. I noticed that. I noticed that probably back in January of this year, actually. Because I had, even now, like, people have been leaving my life like crazy. Like, even like with just my career and where I want to be at. And I know that these people that have been leaving, it's like I look back at the relationship and I'm like, you know what? They taught me this, that, and the third.
Right.
And if they weren't here, I would have never known this, that, and the third. And even like recently, I lost a friend recently. Like, you know, I just let them leave. And it was like, you know what they taught me? Like, they taught me, what did they teach me? They taught me that I have a hoarding problem. It's so random, but they're like, Jess, why you got all these pictures on your phone? You're never going to see them again. I'm like, you know what? You're right.
Yeah,
It's so just little shit like that. You know what I
word.
mean? Like it's easy as you get older. It's easier to realize, just let them go.
But what got you now to be not really upset about them going, and understanding that maybe it was just for that
Like
era?
I think
Because
honestly,
a lot of people get fucked up in that.
yeah,
You know, a lot of people, like you said, you don't want them to go,
Mm-hmm.
and you could think that it's almost something personal. You could not understand it was for a reason, vice versa. There's only many different ways, but you understand, like, okay, now, like, I'm not gonna stress it. You know, look at the glass half full versus half empty. You know, like, there had to be something that, like, you were like, oh, okay, maybe you don't know it today, maybe you'll know it in the future, but
I think one of the things was I realized that majority of the time it was me realizing that I'm sorry. Let me put this in the right words. Not to say that it wasn't my fault, but it's like I did what I could have done, and that's enough for me to know. Because I used to think like, oh my God, it's always my fault. It's my fault that they're leaving. And it could have been my fault. But if I know that I have that piece of myself that's like, I did enough. And if they leave, that's fine. And I just got used to people leaving.
yeah,
I've been alone. Well, I've been on my own since I was like really been on my own since I was 18. You know, like I'm just now getting to have good friends. Like I've had a lot of people come in and out of my life.
Right.
And like I'm just at 22, I'm just starting to put my feet in the ground with good people. So I think it was just, you know, me being used to people leaving.
Yeah. It's crazy because I actually relate with that a lot as well. But also, but to a point, because I've always had people that have been there since like I was like really young that are like family to
And
me.
that's a blessing.
Yeah, no, it is. And
Yeah.
I think about it, the more I get older, the more I start realizing, wow, like how crazy that is. But also on the opposite side, though, I've also had life take away a lot of people from me as far as like death. You know, I had a lot of death, friends, family, my mom, you know, all those people, you know, things like that very early on. You know, a lot of people are having lost now as they get a little older. I've had it very since I was young, but then also a lot of the same situations, you know what I mean? Like very just, you know, people go for their different reasons. And
Right.
for a while, for a long time, I thought I was like cursed.
Right.
I thought I was just like I was starting to be like bug out because I'm really like, yo, like what the fuck is so wrong with me that like this and this and that, like I'm here thinking I'm trying to, like I'm a good person, like I'm this, I'm that. And then you know, you could really like beat yourself up over shit like that. And then, you know, even with the people dying, you start to be like, damn, like, am I destined to be alone? Am I not, you know, whatever. But then you start looking at that shift and you start having that perspective shift and you start seeing things why they, like now I do the math. When I see you know, something ended, a friend, this wasn't friends no more, or this went that way, I could always see why. And also sometimes it's always not about us. You know, sometimes like we're selfish in our own pain.
Right.
You know, we get hurt and we get ghosted by a friend or whatever. Sometimes, it's not even that deep. Sometimes it's maybe not about us. Maybe they need to go through this in their life to become a better human. And it takes a lot to sometimes like get to that.
I really wish like I had more friends like from my childhood.
Right.
But unfortunately, like I moved around so much. Like I was telling them before you came here, like so I'm from Florida originally, but then I moved from Florida to Virginia when I was 15, and I moved literally within like 3 days. I was told I was moving on Monday, and I was gone by Wednesday.
Wow.
I didn't get to say bye to nobody. All people knew was that this girl's gone. You feel me? And then I was in Virginia, completely different type of people, completely.
Right.
I'm talking like big money and like very like frat boy type of people.
Right.
And I was only there for 3 years, And then I moved here to New Jersey. I didn't even know what New Jersey was. I thought there was a lot of Guidos and Snookies and all that
so what
shit.
you saw on TV.
Damn.
Exactly.
And then you realize it's all fake.
It was all fake, yeah. So when I moved over here, like I was only there in Virginia for a short amount of time, and I was just really getting my feet to know people. Boom, gone again. So when I moved out here, it was like I really had to maneuver my way out of a lot of situations. You feel me?
Right.
And like, I was definitely hanging around the wrong people. I think that's also why that they just kind of came in and out of my life. Right. So I do wish I had friendships like that, but unfortunately, like I only have myself. Like I don't have any family out here.
Right.
You feel me? So I always got to look out for myself.
100%.
Yeah. 100%.
And so you said like, cause now you've been, obviously you moved around a lot, but like you were always doing what you do, through all that, like you were saying, you started singing, 11 years old?
Yeah. Well, I started singing when I was about 8, and I started doing the vocal lessons when I was 11. Yeah.
How did you find out you could sing?
Oh my gosh. I remember this vivid memory of like when I was a kid and I was like in a car seat. And I remember singing and I sounded like a sheep. I was like, eh. Like, I was like, oh my God, I can sing. Like, this little, like, 6-year-old girl. And then
singing your heart out. We all thought we could sing.
Yeah,
like,
we all thought we could sing. Yo. And it was crazy because my mom was playing, like, gospel music. Because I grew up in church.
Okay.
Always listen to gospel music. And I was singing gospel music. I was like, wow, I can really sing. And then it didn't really, like, in the beginning, I didn't really think I could fully sing, but then I realized when I started playing piano, I hear different things. I don't just hear the notes that I'm playing. I hear the notes in between of what I'm playing.
When was that?
When was that?
When were you playing piano?
I started playing piano when I was 8 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did you just stumble upon a piano?
I had my first piano teacher. It came from my older sister, so everybody in my family did music at one point. And there was my piano teacher called Mrs. Wells, and she did vocal lessons and she did piano lessons, and my mom put me in piano lessons, and unfortunately after that Mrs. Wells passed away from breast cancer, so I lost her when I was about 9 years old.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace, Mrs. Wells. She was the one who definitely, after my grandmother, she was the one who put music inside of me.
You'll never forget those people. They live eternally within you.
Absolutely.
Word. 1000%.
Absolutely.
And then for you, so you were playing the piano, and then you said 11 you started doing like you're really training for it.
Vocal lessons, yeah. With I've been with the same vocal coach since I was 11. So her name's Ingrid. She's actually based in California. So ever since I was 11, we've always done it over FaceTime and Zoom. Yeah. So even till this day, I have one on Thursday every week.
Gotta stay sharp with it.
Always. You have to do it every week. Stay up with it. It's like basketball or any sport.
You gotta practice.
You have to practice every single day.
So wait, when y'all started, y'all were doing FaceTime and stuff?
Yes. Skype. Actually, we started on Skype. Y'all remember Skype?
I still use Skype.
You still use Skype?
I still use Skype.
Wow.
People are like, what is Skype? I'm like, you disrespectful.
Yeah, do not disrespect me like that. I will send you an emoji right now. Like,
right. Remember Uvu?
Yes, I do.
You remember Uvu?
Yeah. I was on Uvu, yeah. I'm like an old soul.
Yeah, how old were you on Uvu?
Yo, I was on Uvu like from like the ages of like 9, 10 to like 13.
That shit was lit.
That shit was lit. You can have all your friends on Uvu. You texted them, yo, get on Uvu.
I still got a screenshot, like all my friends just on one. I was like, yo, this is a weird time.
Word. We would all sit there like smoke with each other and shit on Uvu. Fucking do some stupid shit.
Oh my God.
Shit.
See who could get higher the fastest. Some dumb shit like that. Like.
So, but when you were Skyping, you were 11, right?
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, so you got the video chat stuff pretty quick.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
pretty quick.
I grew up when like the iPhone just came out. I was like 8, 9.
Doing the math right now.
First iPhone.
We're getting old,
First
Zain.
iPhone was like 9, 09.
09, yeah, I was about 8, 9 years old.
Oh my God.
I remember seeing that. I was like, wow. I never got one though until like later. Like I was really into books. I read a lot as a kid.
Oh, was it a lot of self-help or is it like stories?
Stories, and then as I got older, self-help.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
So when did you start taking I guess I would say music. Like, what was so you were 11? You're doing that. What was like the next level for you to like step it up a little bit with the singing?
Oh, I did music theater when I was a kid. So like I really stepped it up. I've always actually done modeling. So I've been modeling since I was 5 too, like age of 5. And then that really got me into musical theater.
Okay.
So then I started doing musical theater when I was around like 9. Yeah, like 8 or 9. So then that grew. And then in middle school, I got into plays. And then in high school, I did a lot of plays. And I got nominated for like Cappies and stuff like that. And I ended up performing at the Kennedy Center in D.C. for 3 years in a row.
Oh, that's fire.
Yeah. So, yeah, musical theater as well. That's what I was going to college for originally.
Oh, word?
Yeah, but it's not really my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happens.
Oh, you
I
fell
grew out of it. Yeah, I grew out of it. I felt like it wasn't really like what I wanted to do. I wanted to express myself in music in a different way.
Word.
Yeah.
And do you write your own stuff at all?
I do. So I write my own stuff. I've always been a writer. And then, I definitely get help too. Like I have co-writers too, like Izzy Nice. Cito on the Beat actually helped me write majority of my songs. But, we co-writed with each other.
Word.
Majority of the time. So, we have Cito, Izzy, and then, whoever sometimes wants to help too. Majority of the time I do definitely write my own stuff though.
That's fire.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, because you were like moving around and stuff like that too, do you feel like it was a lot of help from your coach to keep you consistent through just life? How did that work? Like what kept you feel like, what was that glue during that time of, because a lot of times people will fall off for a while.
I'm going to be honest with you. So before I was like turning to the wrong things. Like I was like turning to smoking a lot, drinking a lot. There was a point in my time where I was definitely turning to the wrong things. But I could sit here and say that like, honestly, like God was the thing that kept me like going. If it wasn't for God, like I would not be where I am today. I'd probably be dead by now. I'm going to be straight up,
That's just truth.
That's just the truth. I probably would have been dead by now.
Yeah.
And just keeping like my head above level. You feel me?
Yeah.
And just trusting the process. Like I have a tattoo. Just trust the process.
I always say that. Right?
Yeah, man. Trust the process.
Oh, the red ink.
Yeah, red ink. Right.
I always say trust process. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of people don't realize that. When did as far as your faith, what made you make that shift? Like if you were going the wrong route, something had to get you to, shift into that and to have that, to regain that faith, because sometimes we think we have faith and we're moving with faith, but we're not really tapped in. Yeah. So sometimes we have to like have that, like God will do that little or not to get like super religious, but like, for you and what you believed in, what was that shift to be like, oh, okay, now like I need to transition things because I have someone that's kind of guiding me in the right direction.
It was actually during the pandemic. I went through a really hard breakup during the pandemic, and I was not happy with my living situation, and I realized that I needed to heal myself. Whether it was just asking God to heal me or just me realizing what I need to work on with myself. So I feel like the shift was definitely during the pandemic. Like I spent so much time with myself, and I healed myself immensely during the pandemic because I was just alone. And during that time, I actually fell in love with music again. Because I was with somebody at the time that told me that, oh, I'm not good at music. Do we need to stop?
No,
okay.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Okay.
He's swapping out.
Cool. At the time, like I was with somebody who didn't really believe in me. So once I broke free from them, and I realized like I started praying more. So the shift. That's the question. The shift was during the pandemic when I realized I needed to heal myself, and I depended on God for that. And within that, I realized that music was my passion. I write a lot, and then, boom! I got right back into what made me happy, which was music.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And one of my favorite ways to even praising God is through music. I grew up in church with all the gospel music, Pentecostal. They be tambourines and all that. They be wilding in the church.
Did you hear Snoop Dogg's gospel album?
No way, he's got a gospel album.
What?
What?
That shit is fire.
I didn't even know
That shit
that.
is fire.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I
it
didn't
was
know.
random as hell. But
When did he drop that?
Yeah,
that was
when
like,
did he drop
I want
that?
to say like 2-3 years ago, to be honest.
No way.
Yeah, and he had like Kurt like all the like heavy hitter gospel singers
Yeah.
and whatnot. He had on that album.
Word.
So he produced that like the whole thing, but more so it like he would jump in certain tracks, but majority of them wasn't with him on it. But that is technically his album. But
Wow.
straight up heat.
It's crazy because it wasn't Kirk Franklin at one point helping Kanye.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was.
And then he stopped helping Kanye at one point, right?
Yeah, he did, but I don't know. Maybe it's just because, Kanye is Kanye, and then he was,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Of course. It can happen like that. But yeah. I love gospel music. That be healing for real. That is healing right there. Whew.
Especially Kirk Franklin alone.
Kirk Franklin, Tasha Cobbs.
Right.
We could go on.
I get into my moments because I actually listen to like all the time, especially when I'm driving. I always listen to like 103.9.
Okay.
And it's like a R&B station, but a lot of times they really get into their gospel bag.
Mm-hmm.
But I always watch a preacher every week. Every week I follow a very heavy Eric Thomas,
Okay.
and he helped get me back more into my faith and stuff like that, into belief. And
Did you grow up in church?
not really. No, I was actually raised Catholic,
Okay.
but it wasn't like, I went, but I got like the whole, I did the things that you had to do at the time, and but it didn't speak to me the way like following Eric Thomas and being from like a Christian church he is, and just the way he was just speaking, like it never spoke to me like that. He started actually breaking things down and like speaking like actually like the way you could understand. And it was like, and I was through a very, very rough point in my life, like with my mental health, and it was like, it kind of all happened for a reason. Between him and Inky Johnson, two speakers, really, really good speakers. And without them, I probably wouldn't have been able to have been tapped in. But I realized, I was like, oh shit, no, like, I've had the faith. The faith has been alongside of me this whole time.
Right.
I thought it was like not even, focusing or not even here with me. But, the speakers and stuff like that made me kind of realize, oh, I was bugging.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Of course.
we be thinking that it's like just us.
Right. It's always sometimes just always in our mind, man.
Right.
But like God never leaves you or forsakes you. Like I always hold on to that.
Right.
Like I'm always. That's just the only thing I got to hold on to right now.
Just when you think that it's not looking out for you, you'd be like, damn, I don't got nothing. Nothing. I
Right.
was so in the dump one time, and then out of nowhere, I all of a sudden, oh yeah, I got a gig for you, blah, blah, this, that. The money that I needed was all in one.
Yeah.
And I was just like, my bad, man. I'm sorry. I doubted you.
Oh,
man,
man, right?
And it got to the point it happened too often. I don't even question it. I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what? I could be down the dump. Something's going to come out of this.
Yeah.
That's
And
it.
you know what? Going back to the quick question that you asked me, you said, what was that switch of when it was easy for me to allow people to
Perspective.
Yeah, perspective. The perspective really was like I'm just letting go and letting God. If that person was not supposed to be in my life, that they weren't supposed to be in my life. You feel me?
Yeah.
I've always asked God to remove. So I feel like that's why people always leave, because just remove what is not supposed to be here right now.
And that's faith. And faith is understanding what you can't see.
Exactly. Absolutely.
And in those moments, that's when you had that like a real faith, because you're, when you don't have faith, that's when you start questioning.
Yes.
That's when you start bugging out.
Start doubting.
Yeah, and there's no trust. There's no
no
trust.
trust.
But like, why am I not trusting in God right now? Like, it's crazy that you just said that, because a couple weeks back, I was so broke. I had no money in my bank account. I had $2 to my name, and I
it'd be
woke
like
up
that.
one morning, $800, and
Boom.
boom, in my bank account. I said, Lord, please, I need help.
Yeah.
So, hold on, I got you. I was answering all these calls. Hold on, I got
She's like, I'm
you.
gonna send it
My
through the
bad.
PayPal.
I got you with the cash app.
Venmo what you need. I got you.
Yo, $800 from my college that I haven't been going. Like I graduated college in December, and that was back in like last month, man.
And you just like,
I was like, thank you, Lord. He's got it,
you just can't doubt it. It's just one of those situations. That's why I go about, like, when I help people, I was like, listen, if the only token is just me helping, which is literally $0 to help out, so be it.
Right.
There's certain situations, it's like, oh yeah, but I literally have all these skills to help this person clearly, let me help this person. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And then move on from there.
Right.
They can't pay you if they don't got no money.
Right. And you know what? That's actually what I use in my relationships too. Like going back, like, you know, like I told you I was a healer, but like also I think about like, who am I not to give this person some help? You feel me? Who am I? Like Jesus did it.
Right.
And also it's just like, I can help you out. No worries, man. Come on. Sometimes feelings do get caught up, but
Right.
you know, who
you
am
don't
I?
want to be used. It's the trust that gets challenged. You're like,
Exactly.
I don't want them to constantly just hit me up just for this one thing.
Exactly. But hey, man.
It's understanding the balance. It's like, okay,
Yes.
you can help, but that doesn't mean
You can take advantage.
exactly.
Yeah.
You know, XYZ. There's multiple avenues, but you know, overall, even with the whole money thing, you know, I say it all the time on here, but where your focus goes, your energy flows.
Right.
So whether you are someone that is religious, whether you're someone that's spiritual, whatever, no matter what it is, yo, where you focus on, you know, because you might want to, you know, if you're religious, you might call that praying.
Right.
You know, you might call that whatever, wherever, you know, but whatever you're focusing on, your energy is going to work towards it. As long as you're focusing on it, you know, you're focusing on it, but then you also got to put in action too. You know, you have to actually do the thing, because I believe, you know, okay, you actually have to do the work. And I feel like when the universe or God, whoever starts seeing you do the work and you're focusing on it, it's actually going to put it there.
Right.
You know, you can't just focus on it and just not do the work. So this ain't going to happen.
You can't expect it to fall in your lap.
Yeah.
You have to really like go for it.
Right.
You know, you can't just be that one person that's like, oh, when it comes to me, it'll come to me. Yeah, but what are you doing to work for it? You know what I mean? Yeah. So, boom.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And now, like, I see, like, I'm glad that, you know, you said, so the pandemic, that's when you got really heavy more into the music. And I'm glad now you put out this project.
Yeah.
And you out here working.
Yeah, man, I'm working. And
Word.
I'm gonna do it. Just wait. You'll see me on a billboard one day.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah,
hope
you
so.
feel me?
Let's
You
fucking
definitely
go.
will.
Hey, let me know. I might have to plug for that. I don't know.
Absolutely. Hey, man. I mean, we could get this thing going.
That's
we just
what I'm
gotta keep
saying.
it going.
Yo, we gotta make it happen, yo.
Absolutely.
How did you get connected with Izzy?
Oh my. Okay, so I actually got connected with Izzy through Cito on the Beat, and I got connected through Cito through a friend that used to be through a girl that used to be my friend. I was like super like done up with just like sleeping on myself with music, and I was in Florida last year.
Right.
And I booked a creative session with Cito, and boom, that's how it was.
Fire.
Yeah, so Izzy helped me write one song. It was Hopelessly. Yeah,
I have to play it.
Hopelessly was the song that he helped me write.
May have to play that.
Izzy's good people, man. Izzy's definitely good people.
How do you spell your last name?
Peros.
Yeah, that's what I said. He's so fucking talented too.
Oh, OD, bro.
Yeah.
Cito, that's hard.
He helped me write the hook on this one.
Many times I've tried to break through these walls, though you did it so effortlessly. So I tried to give you my all, but you don't want none of it at all. I'm in love with you, it's hard to leave. Your hold on me got me stuck with you hopelessly. I'm in love with you, it's hard to leave. I will do this thing called life without you. Me calling you till 6 a.m. just to talk to you. My mentality is just like you. Now you have me looking like a fool. Don't call me crazy, know what you did to me, baby. Loving you is so dangerous, we ain't the same lately. I'm in love with you, it's hard to leave. Your hold on me got me stuck with you hopelessly. I'm in love with you, it's hard to leave. I will do this thing called life without you here with me. Love you, love you, love you, love you. Ooh,
at the end of that record. That shit is hard. So that was you, Cito, and Izzy?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, that shit is hard, yo. This whole project is hard. Y'all need to get on this. Y'all should have known better.
Should have known better.
Everyone.
That might be a new song.
Yeah.
That's crazy because one of my songs on there is called "Should Have Known Better." Yeah. This whole project was just like very much so based on like my relationships.
That's where I pulled my film stuff comes from, like past experience.
Like I said, I heard this, yo, and I was just listening. I'm like, yo, someone pissed her off, yo. Like
many people.
No, I thought it was one person, and I was like, oh damn, this is just like a whole diss album.
It's basically, yeah.
Like you just.
But I mean, I didn't drop no names. There's like no point in dropping names, but you know.
No, that's why I thought maybe it was like one person or whatever.
Cito, that's hard.
This was the first song I ever recorded with Cito.
Should've known better, thought you were clever. Showed your true colors, now I'm gone forever. Lied and you cheated, you were deceiving. Told me you loved me and made me believe it.
Was this the Capricorn or no?
Mm-mm.
What sign was this one?
Oh, so I'm sorry. Yeah, this was This was definitely a part of the Capricorn, and also the girl that I told you that we're no longer friends.
We're so toxic, I'm done with this nonsense. You fucking up my conscience, I should've been more cautious. Why weren't you honest? You broke your promise. Gave me your word, then turned your back on it. But you weren't prayer when you needed protection. That's just the way that I show affection. I know that you and I ain't no perfection. Maybe one day you'll get this message. Gave you my all, but it wasn't enough. Should've known better than to show you love. See you in the streets and I won't say what's up. Should've known better than to show you love. I learned my lesson, put myself first. What's the point? Already been through the worst. Boy, you pathetic, and so is she. What made you?
I love that you've already been through the worst. That's hard.
Thank you.
Nah, for real, because I guess you start going through life sometimes and you're like, yo, I've already been through the worst. Like, what was it?
Exactly. Like, I've already been through the worst. What else?
Yeah. Right.
What else?
What else, God? What else you got?
What else you got? Bring it to me.
Fuck out of here.
Like they say, it's like it won't be challenged unless you didn't think you can handle it.
Exactly. God wouldn't give it to, yeah, that's me. God wouldn't give you the challenge if he didn't think you could handle it.
You can't make a diamond without pressure.
But sometimes you be sitting there like, damn.
God damn, it's getting a little tight.
He's like, what's going on? Like,
word.
help me out.
Yo,
Yeah.
1,000%, yo.
100%. That's crazy that you got. So, do you go to church too? Did you grow up in church?
I didn't really grow up in church. I used to go to church every Sunday.
Okay.
And then when I got older, I started to purposely work on Sundays because I used to go to sleep. Not that it was boring. They were saying things I already knew.
Right.
There's a lot of people around me that was just like, oh my God. I'm like, this is something you should already know. Like when I research things, like I at that time I was doing a lot of self-help. So it was really just like, oh my God, this is the same thing again. I just go to sleep to the point where I just stopped showing up. My mom would get mad, but she was like one of the main people that'd be the opposite of what the dude was preaching.
Yeah.
And it was just like, at that point, that's what got me to quote unquote, lose faith. But after a while, I was like, you know what? I could not go and still pray.
Right.
Like, you know, that's where I was at. So I was just on my own journey, and I wasn't saying, you know, preaching, telling people, oh, you shouldn't do this. No, what I'm doing is for myself. I don't, if you go to church, then go to church. I'm not going to tell you not go to church.
Right.
It's just my personal thing. I just don't, you know? That
Right.
was it.
That's crazy. That's dope.
Yeah.
What about you? Did you grow up in church? You grew up Catholic, right?
Yeah, Catholic.
Okay.
But like I like I said, I went here and there, but it never spoke to me.
Got
You
it.
know? I didn't like always, you know, I was raised, you know, thinking there's a God and all that, but didn't ever was like, it was the mass and everything was so boring.
Right.
Never even really picked up on like any of the, you know, stories or the lessons, or it was just like a snooze fest, you know.
See,
And then, like,
I can't make this up.
They're very traditional, though. The Catholic
It
are very
was.
traditional.
And then also too, like, just going through life, like I had a really, really rough life. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yo, I felt like we just weren't even being looked at by God.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just felt like it was just like way being overlooked, and just it was just like I don't know, like there was no reason to believe because the way life was happening. There was just no reason. There was just like at that time there was just like so much shit being going on in every single direction of my life that was just hell. Like all there, like okay, father this, mom this, friend, like school, everything was just like fucked up. That there was no real reason to even believe in a God. Like, you know what?
Right.
It's hard to believe when at a young age to trust into something that your whole environment is the complete opposite. You know what I'm saying? Especially not without like a mentor. There's some people are graceful enough to even have that type of mentorship growing up, and you could see that impact them. But for those who did not, and it's just like, yeah, I'm not time for that because you know what I'm saying? I completely understand. I used to be the opposite. It would be like, oh, you know, like everybody had the same type of household, and then as I grew older, I'm like, oh, this shit ain't nothing like mine.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And we all think we got it bad. There's people who got it way worse.
Way worse.
Way worse.
100%.
And some of them actually still maintain with their faith, and they changes. They hold on a little more, and say, oh, maybe this is testing me. You know what I'm saying? So you just never know based on people's like how they adapt to an environment.
It's real shit.
That's real shit. Facts.
Yeah. I didn't start gaining my faith until a few years ago, until I had to have, found preachers and stuff online. And then I started seeing, oh, wow, he was with me that whole time. Wow, yeah. When I thought he wasn't, he was actually, it was all for a reason. And it's like, you almost, my mom was always very religious though. My mom was always very true to God, even though she was like, she would still go through it and all that. But, so it was always there, but it just took life to life. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think I went through a phase of like, I thought that God hated me because of all the things that I was going through. So like my parents, they got a divorce when I was very young. Well, not very young, but like 15. Right. But it's like during that time, it was so like, bruh, God, like what is going on? But even in the storm, like there was like peace in the storm. Right. So, God was always there. I always say like that shit just builds character. Like, it just makes your story that much tougher that you just made it. I'm just like, damn, I'm surprised that most of the shit that I've done just up until this point, I'm like, yo, I did that. Like I was thinking, I'm like, what if I just stayed with my 9-to-5 and didn't do graphic designing, didn't do photography whatsoever? I'm not going back knowing what I know now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's completely different. And then where you are now with the music, you can't just go back to doing basic stuff. No, not at all. Too far from that. Way too far. And even, I'm at a 9-to-5 right now. Right. But it's like, I work at it's definitely a different mentality, but I work at a CBD shop. And the owner is actually about to get a medical marijuana license. So it's like, man, I'm really living life. I'm smoking weed. I'm out here in the studio, but slowly I'm really not trying to smoke anymore. I've been smoking for too long. It's not good for the voice. Right. But I'm living life. I'm having a good time. Exactly. It's not that bad. Exactly. It's really not that bad. You gotta live life. Yeah. It could be a lot worse. Right. It always could be. And that's that perspective shift that not many people have. Yeah, it could be a lot worse, man. Yo, we gotta get you on here again. I don't know. I feel like we already got to schedule a part 2. Fuck that. Hell yeah, what? Like, this was dope. I feel like when we started talking about God, like, we really started, like, resonating. Yeah, I was like, okay. Yeah, see, Capricorns ain't that bad after all. Yeah, they ain't that bad. Libras ain't that bad either. Nah, I actually really fuck with y'all. Yeah, really? Y'all one of my top favorites here. Word. Because... yeah, y'all always have really, really good energy. But then the only thing that like just throwing you off is the perfect stuff. Yeah, that's the problem. I'm trying to change that about myself. Okay. I'm after you said that, I'm gonna try to let's see if I can hold you accountable. Yeah, you can hold me accountable. Yeah, in the windows like this, just like that. Progress. I take that. Little by little. Yeah, little by little. I would love to come back though. I feel like you feel like we could definitely like we should break some walls, bro. Yeah, like we could break some topics. Dissect some topics. Hell yeah. Right. Let's do it. Like a plan. Maybe Princess is so relaxed. Princess, she's just chilling.
She said, "What?"
She's like, you know it's hot out
she
there,
needs a
right?
haircut.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no, she's very due for a haircut. She had her surgery, so I let it grow for a while so she
Yeah.
could heal up nice and good. And she's about to go for that.
Good.
A last quick question for you, I just want to know is, for someone right now that has, and this doesn't even really have to be for someone maybe that is religious. It could be anybody, but they're stuck right now in that hell and in that rough point of their life, to where they are not having the perspective of a glass half full, and they're only viewing glass at a half empty. What do you tell them to maybe help shift their perspective, or even for them to look at their own life and to realize that it all has happened for a reason?
I would say trust the process, and God will never leave you nor forsake you, and God has a overflowing of grace that is everlasting. And if you're ever stuck and you feel like you can't get out of that point, be still and wait for an answer from God.
Yo,
Because
that's bars.
do it.
That's bars.
Be still, because even in the storm, what the story where there was the storm and the 12 disciples, they were freaking out, and Jesus was walking on the water so peacefully.
Right.
Be like Jesus. Just walk on that water peacefully. Do not worry. Everything's gonna be just fine.
That stresses people out.
It stressed me out at one point. It stressed me out.
Yo,
You never know when we can walk.
Yo, I once actually, she's probably not listening. Me and my ex, right? My ex used to get so mad
Okay.
because
Why are you whispering like she's not gonna turn up the volume? She gotta turn up the
Yo, please.
yeah, she would get mad, yo, that I wouldn't get mad in arguments. She would get mad. Like, you don't even care. I'm like, no, I'm just
I find that weird
Yo,
when people do that. Like,
I
just
don't
let
get
me
mad.
be.
Yeah, no, she would.
No, I want you to get mad, low-key.
Yeah, she would get more mad that I wasn't getting mad, and I was just like, "Oh, so you want me to act mad? Let me go act mad," and then that would even piss her off even more. Or also, like, one time, even on some friend shit, I had a fucking car get repoed. I had so much bad shit going on, but I was so like
Chill about it.
trusting the process.
Mm-hmm.
They were freaking out. They were freaking out.
They were freaking out.
They were freaking out that I wasn't freaking out,
Oh, heard you.
and I was like, "What am I gonna do? You want me to cry?
Right.
You want me to scream? Like, what do you want me to do about this? I just have to guess what? I have to figure out what do I got to do next?
Yeah, exactly.
Crying about it ain't gonna do nothing.
Right.
Screaming about it ain't gonna do nothing.
Breaking something is not gonna do something.
It never does.
It never does. It feels sort of good in the moment.
It feels good until you regret it. Like,
Yeah.
God damn, I gotta
Then
fix
now I
this
gotta go
shit.
buy another one. God damn it.
Yeah.
I broke my trash can once, and I looked at that shit. I was
You're
like,
damn.
I gotta pay $25 for another trash can. Like, I'm tired.
100%,
I hear
yo.
plastering walls and shit. Like, fucking again. Home
Word.
Depot's like, again?
Again,
Aisle
right.
7.
Like, what,
Right.
what did you fucking do now?
Right.
Yeah, this was dope though. This was dope.
Yeah, I had a really good time.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. I've been
Yeah.
so gone
Yeah,
for so long.
welcome back.
Thank you.
Yo,
I'm
that's,
excited to see what we can do next, for
yo,
real.
deadass. That's when Zayn hasn't been on for a while. It's like, thank y'all for having me.
Thank you for having me.
Yo, someone get this guy out of
Yo,
here.
please.
Yo, someone
God.
get
That's
this
hilarious.
It was
Yo,
at this moment that he knew.
he fucked up.
guy. So, on our way out, we usually just have people shout out something you think that's dope, something that you think is slept on. It could be anything. Could be a food. Could be music. Could be a movie. Could be a business. Anything. Could be good night rest. Anything that you think is just slept on out here. I'll give you a second if you want. I don't know if Zayn wants to go.
Yeah, you have something?
I'm gonna shout out the show The Boys on Amazon. That show is amazing. The third season just dropped, and they're so confident about this show. Usually it drops once a week. They dropped 3 episodes.
Wow.
And they don't usually do that, just so that way because they know it's gonna get picked up. Like, again, they already got greenlit for another season plus some. But I just love the whole direction of the show. Plus, it's the show creator is actually the guy who did Supernatural. and then he's bringing back like he brings back old actors that you've seen in other supernatural shows into The Boys, which is pretty dope. But the whole experience on having superheroes being controlled by like a private agency to just be like, it just shows you like this is exactly what would happen if Superman were to have to work for an agency and be the puppet of the government.
That's interesting.
Like that's like they show you like the darkest and grittiest thing, and then the person that's playing as a Superman archetype is actually just a super narcissistic maniac.
Wow.
And then he saves people, but then there's times where he'll just like there was one aspect of it where there was a plane and it was like about to fall down, like it's coming down. He had to go save it, and he realized there's too many people on the plane. He's like, we're gonna have to leave. And he was with one of the other heroes, and it's like, let's go now. And he was trying to be like low key about it, and then everyone's like, where are you going? And then he just started freaking out, and he left. The plane crashed. He's like, oh, I couldn't help to save the plane. This that, and then that's just his character. Like his character is just so dark, and then you have other heroes like the main characters trying to kill him. Well, just trying to take down any soups.
If you're in the, we'll share. Send it to me. We'll share it on the story.
Yeah, I'll stay on.
And then, if you're on our Facebook group, you'll probably share it to the Facebook group, maybe a trailer or something.
Yeah, that shows.
Yeah.
It, and it's also like super gory and also like it has like a lot of sexual content in there. Like it's like crazy. And for Amazon, it's pretty wild. And then how they gave the first episode of season 3 was absolutely ridiculous. My friend was telling me like, oh yeah, it actually is pretty wild. I actually had to stop after that episode. I was like, why? I watched it. Oh, I get it. I get it. It's pretty wild. Okay. I would check it out. The Boys. That's what it's called.
Good shit. Jess, what about you?
I would say stop sleeping on yourself. Oh, and house music.
House music is
House
life.
music is life. Oh my gosh. I went to my first rave last week. I went and saw Carnage.
I heard of Carnage.
Now he's called Papi Gordo.
Oh, he changed his name?
Yeah, that shit was lit, man. I'm a rave this summer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
You ever heard of Oliver Heldon?
No.
That's like the number one person that I listen to for like house music, because he like mixes like the new school and then the old school 90s, and he like meshes together. He always drops like mixes, but I'll share it to you.
Word, yeah, I would love to. I love house music. So stop sleeping on yourself and house music.
Word, let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go. Two very random things,
right?
House music and yourself.
I actually have not heard someone rap house music in a very long time. I think other than since this, yeah, I know you were the only other person. Yeah, I mean, other than you, I mean, I think that's it.
Yeah, man, I love house music.
Yeah, I use his YouTube, so all he sees is he knows I'm on.
Oh yeah, every once in a while I'll see it, and then you could probably tell my music. You see all what I be listening to.
Eric Thomas.
Yeah, Eric Thomas, and for music I'm always just R&B vibes.
Word.
Yeah. Emotional Oranges.
Yeah, you ever heard of Emotional Oranges?
That sounds mad familiar.
If you hear them, you'll be like, oh, I've heard of them.
Heard. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
They're pretty fire. So actually, you know what? We're going to shout them out because Emotional Oranges. Yeah, they're definitely those slept on. They're definitely slept on, but they are fucking really dope. I
actually like them being slept on. Because I like when things are under like mainstream. I listened to Kalani before she became mainstream.
Word.
And I like that. I don't like once you become mainstream. Not that like it changes you, but like the music is different because you have to follow like, all right, these are what works, and we're gonna have these people write or do this. But I just love it when it was just like you, like Chance the Rapper, for example. Like I like how he's like, I could do whatever I want. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just I don't know. Mainstream to me is just like,
yeah, it could get like that.
Word. But other than that, last thing I got is speaking of billboards and shit, we actually just made it to a fucking billboard, yo. Shout out.
Yo, congratulations.
Word, yo.
That's fucking huge. Yep, congratulations.
Degree, the show.
Yes.
The series is up there. It is fucking lit. We out there took this little video last night when it went up.
Yes.
And it's really dope, yo. So just, give a shout out to the crew, everyone involved, everyone that's been supporting the series. If you have not seen it yet, go check it out. It's a 3-episode web series shot completely by this guy.
Yes, sir.
Edited, all the lighting. I wrote and directed it. We both produced it. It was just a really fun, super cool project. We worked really hard on. A lot of people added, put a lot of their time, energy into this. And it was dope, yo. And a lot of people really enjoyed it.
All within a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Congratulations, guys.
Funded it ourselves.
Wow.
Lot of
big
food.
moves. Big moves.
Uber Eats loves us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They love us.
I don't know. Next time I think, I'm sticking with the cold cuts.
The cold cuts.
Yeah, no.
Uber Eats.
Nah, fuck
Chill.
that. One person vegan, one person this. Get the fuck that.
Bruh.
Nah, it was fun.
Nah, I'm just messing with you. Yeah, but it was a really great experience, and I got mad people asking me already for season 2. So we'll see about that. But other than that, this was another fire fucking episode. Again, thank you so much for coming through.
Of course. Thank you guys for having me.
Word. Other than that, we out of here, people. Peace.
Peace.
Where the fuck my gunshots? Froze. Fuck it. Delayed gunshot. That was fire.
I enjoyed it.
It's therapeutic, right?
Very therapeutic. For